On your periodic table, guys, like I told you, I warned you, all this is going to come back together. Once you learn it, you cannot forget something. When you're looking on this periodic table, you have got to know the charge. You must know it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The D block does not matter, and you know why now they do not matter. They carry multiple charges. Whenever you're looking at it, the 14th column, they like to form a lot of covalent bonds. So in this case, we really say they're not mattering. And you should also know that the F block doesn't matter because really that we just are not going to deal with them. Not a lot. And then you got the 18th column, the noble gases. They don't like the bond, so they don't make bonds. So they're out. The only things that are left are what you have charges to. I can't stress the importance of this enough. I guarantee you if I went back and looked, we got 6 videos I've done this in. Column 1 has a charge. Plus 1. Column 2 has a charge. Plus 2. Column 13 has a charge. Plus 3. The 14th column is a reminder for me now I'm flipping. So I change it. Column 15 has a charge. Negative 3. 16 has a charge. Negative 2. 17 has a charge. Negative 1. Are there any questions on that? If you don't know this, I promise you, you will bomb that. There's one trick on here. Let's work through these so we can keep rolling. So that you guys are aware, this is pretty much what you're looking at whenever you come in here now. We're working nomenclature. I'm throwing examples on the board as you come in. That's what you're going to start with. Why? Because that's what you need to work, what you need to do, what you need to be used to. So in this is CaBr2. Remember how you do these. You start with naming those monatomics. It's an ionic bond. I'm going to follow the rules for naming ionic bonds. It's a metal and a non-metal. First thing I do, name the cation. The cation's named off of the element, so calcium. Then you go to the anion. The anion's named off of the element, bromine, but you remove the ending and add IDE.
How would you say that?
Calcium bromide.
I was thinking like peroxide. I don't know. Please look back.
Then you got F2. F2 is a trick.
Yes.
It is a diatomic. It's one of the 7 diatomics that exist naturally bonded to itself. So it's fluorine. It's not fluoride.
So if it was just like oxygen by itself, it would.
Oxygen.
So if it's just one, just one letter, you don't add ID. ID.
No. That's back there. What's that? Sulfide. Has a charge. Go back to your monatomic rules. Naming anions. What's that? Sulfur. This fluorine. Why? Because it's one of these 7 diatomics. Any questions there? Alright, this one on the bottom. Name the cation.
Strontium.
Strontium. Should get strontium iodide. Comes from iodine. Remove the ending. Add IDE. Alright, going here. I'm going to tell you this one here that I got the purple with. It's kind of a little tricky. I'll show you here in a second behind what I mean. So up here up top we got sodium. So it's in a bond. So I know it's the cation, so it's sodium. And what's the charge on sodium?
1.
Positive 1. Why is it positive 1?
Because it's in the first column.
It's in the first column. I should not have to spell that out anymore after today. Okay? I'm putting the ball in your court with that. You have got to get that. If you can't get that, you're never going to get this. Nitride comes from what? Nitrogen. It's iod, so that means it's an anion. What's the charge? -3. Cross them. And remember what I said, don't take the charge with it. So sodium 3, nitrogen 1. So just leave it.
Will it be more wrong if we put a 1, or should we just erase it once we like it?
Erase it. Don't put it. Alright, this one here is a little tricky. I'm going to show you as to why. If you missed this one, I'm not a bit mad at you. Okay? If you've gotten all of these up to this point, that is fantastic. You're doing wonderful. Magnesium oxide. So if you look at magnesium, what's the charge on magnesium? +2. Oxide comes from oxygen. What's the charge on it? -2. Now this is the thing. If you do the cross, it's okay if you do that, but realize something. You can factor a 2 out. You can take that 2 out because the charges are 2 and 2. +2, -2. So it's really just MgO.
So they would basically like cancel out.
Yes.
So if you have positive and a negative of the same number, they just cancel out.
Just cancel out. Because that's literally what we're doing on all of these. Why do we have 3 sodiums? Because I only got a +1 charge per sodium. Why do I have 1 nitride? Because there's a -3 charge on every nitride.
So, okay, what if, let's say, I don't know if this is possible, let's say we had one and like it was a +2, a +2, would it still be the same?
It won't happen. If you go into having, it just ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
Fail that. Barium. It's charged on barium. It's charged on chloride. Cross them over. The ACl2. All right. Any questions? Alright, so far you got one set of rules down. We had started to introduce a second set of rules to you yesterday. Today we're going to go back to those. Today we're going back to talk about my D-block dudes. We talked about the D-block dudes yesterday. Whenever we talk about them, we talk about how they can carry multiple different charges. So iron can carry a +2 or a +3. With them carrying multiple different charges, we have to come up with a new naming system that will work just for them. So we came up with something. Now in this, I'm going to make you aware there's two different ways that you can name things that follow the trend within the D block that carry multiple charges. I'm going to care about this one, the stock system. Stock system is one that I'm really going to push because it shows what you need to know. It represents charges. It gives you a way to name these things. Now within this, there's a second way based off the Latin names for those elements. You may go to college and have some super old professor that you look at and go, he may not make it through this lecture alive. He may die right here today. And some of those guys, they just believe in the good old Latin way. Whatever they push, you learn it, you know it. I'll show it to you, but I'm not going to push it. I really don't like to push it. But in this is what you do with the stock system. Main premise. You use Roman numerals.
Oh, I don't even know.
You got to know like 1 through 6, that's it. It ain't nothing bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm asking you to list me the Roman numerals for the Super Bowls. So you'll use Roman numerals to show charge. So going back to like what we showed yesterday, let's do ion, do stock name. Just show a couple examples so you get a hang of it. Let's do iron. I did lead in the other class. Let's do copper. All right, so in this is literally how you're naming these things, okay? And this is only focused on that cation. Like I told you, whenever you're dealing with a D block element, you're dealing with a cation. They'll always carry a positive charge. So iron with 2+, you write the element's name, so iron, and in parentheses, it must be parentheses. It cannot be square brackets. Wednesday? Yeah, notes. Lab Friday. Come dressed appropriately. If you wear contacts, can't have men in the lab, closed-toed shoes, all that. Well, you will put the charge in the Roman numerals in parentheses. Not square brackets, not a box, it must be parentheses. Oh, that's 2, not 3. In parentheses, so it'll be iron 2. Your other one? Then from here, iron 3. Cu plus, it's copper 1. Cu2 plus, copper 2. It's literally what you're looking at. Nothing too complex, too difficult, too hard. Okay?
Don't have to do that.
Mr. Hall.
Do what?
Shows charge like that. Don't break that in here.
No, that is what you're worrying about. The Latin is what you're not worrying about. I'll show you the Latin probably tomorrow. Yeah.
So the charges with those, you gave us like the element, iron, lead, and copper. Are those the only three? Is like that right?
Yeah, those are right, but that's not the only three. All of them do. All of them carry multiple different charges except for three: silver, zinc, and cadmium. I told you I wasn't making it mandatory that you had to memorize those. So,
Are you videoing tomorrow?
yeah, my goal was to video every day of nomenclature because this is the second semester. I mean, this is not only the start, but will be the backbone. I will use nomenclature throughout the rest of this class.
So what if we have one that's not iron, lead, or copper? How will we know this one?
So I'm going to show you now.
Oh,
You're either going to work one way to another. So I'll let you choose. You want to go chemical formula to name first, or you want to go name and chemical formula first?
the easiest.
Name the chemical formula.
Okay, so we'll go name and chemical formula. So let's do iron 3 oxide. Now, before I get asked this question that I got asked 7 times in the second period, why is there not a Roman numeral with oxide? What does oxide come from?
It comes from the 16th column.
It goes from oxygen, which is in the 16th column, which has a fixed charge, which is -2. Now, this is information that you're going to pull from this. So, in this case, iron 3, write it down. What's that Roman numeral tell you?
It has a 3 charge.
Plus 3 charge. Please understand the Roman numeral is telling you the charge. It's not telling you how many of them there is. This is why I started with this one. There's not going to be 3 irons in this.
Will it ever have a negative charge?
No. So in this, iron 3 and oxide comes from oxygen, which is 2, -2. Do what we did before, cross them over. So Fe, 2 from the oxygen, O3 from the iron. That's the proper chemical formula for iron 3 oxide. Like I said, that does not tell you, the Roman numeral is not telling you how many irons are in here. That's telling you the charge of the iron. This right here cancels the charges out. Works great for us. Okay? Let's see. Let's do copper 2 chloride. See how y'all do with it.
Mr. Hall, do you have an extra? Yeah.
So you should have ended up getting Cu, Cl2. This is how I got that. Write down the cation with the charge, Cu, 2 plus. Where'd I get the 2 plus from? The Roman numeral, that number. Okay? Chloride, Cl, negative. Where did I get the -1 from?
The
17th column. So, cross them over. 2 goes down with chloride, 1 goes with copper. Simple enough. Question? Do what?
Just this. All of this. Why? This is so easy.
While we're talking about this, I want to stress the fact from especially your element quiz and your polyatomic ion quiz. For first letter is capitalized. Second letter, if there is one, is lowercase. This is chlorine. That's carbon and iodine. Okay? Big difference. You've got to be able to write these right. If you gave me an I here, you're wrong.
When you do like the +3 and -2, does the 2 go first or the negatives? Like, does it matter or does it have to be like that?
It matters because whenever the charge comes first, then it's state and oxidation state, which you'll learn in a little bit. Maybe next week. I don't think we'll get to it this week. But this right here is telling me the actual charge of it. That's why we do it that way. All right, let's flip it. Let's go the other way. So I have iron and oxygen. From here, you can't do what's worked before. You can't reverse the cross. Because if you do, then you get a +1 for the iron and a -1 for the oxygen. Does oxygen carry a -1 charge? No. Oxygen carries a -2 charge. But there's only one oxygen and there's only one iron, which lets me know that it has to be the same charge, just opposite sides. So what's iron? 2+. Now let's name it. Iron, parentheses, what's the charge? 2. Oxide, nice. Like I said, Roman numeral does not tell you how many irons there are, it tells you the charge. Make sure you know the Roman numeral tells charge.
Maybe we're taking a test. If we put that 2+ or 2- up there, would you count it wrong?
Do what?
Say we're taking a test. If we put that 2+ or 2- up there, would you count it wrong?
In this case, no, because this right here is what I'm looking for.
Well,
Over
we're looking
here-
for that one, what we ended up doing.
Yeah, I don't want to see the charges, because those are hidden. They're there, but they're not there. Alright, just for fun of it, you guys do this one. get a chromium 3 fluoride? How many of y'all got that? What's the charge on the fluoride? -1. How many fluorides are there?
3.
So, -1 times 3, -3. How many chromiums are there? Just 1. So, it has to be the same as that, but opposite sign. So plus
I said chromium 1. At least I missed it.
I want you to attempt it. What's important is if you're missing them now, that's fine. You don't want to miss it later. Good question.
So like, does somebody ever have one? When you do that, is it like, does the 3 go with the chromium or do you do something different?
What 3 are we talking?
The one with the, do you like swap them back?
You can on that case, but it doesn't always work. Like up here, it wouldn't have worked here. You gotta look at the charge.
Okay.
Since you know that there's a -1 charge here, there's 3 of these. That means there's a -3 charge coming from the anion. The cation has to take up that and make it neutral. So there has to be a +3. There's only 1. So that leaves chromium with a +3 charge. You guys speak up. I can't find it.
You're waiting to speak up tomorrow, you can do this.
I saw you do they have to be employed?
No, they don't have to. I just do that course. I don't feel like it needs capitalized. You can get to college and professional be like, you need to capitalize. I think they would be weird. All right. Oh yeah, I wanted to do this. All right, you had a show.
I printed out all the pictures that was on my board in pretty colors, and I'm gonna put a chart of the weight, their occupants, and then
Well, that's
that sounds better. I just need.
I checked with you to make sure I didn't need to sign any more papers, right?
You can look through it.
What do you got next week?
I have
Cam's
this
not
whole,
spelled.
but
The Cam's lab is failing.
all
I
of
made
us in
a
this class.
mistake. I'll get out of there.
You're fine.
I'm concerned. That goes too much down the sides. It's not like there's a pill down the sides.
What day did you start this one?
It's on one of them. I think I chose like 1, 7, maybe 19.
I wanted to go until this one.
I talked to my dad last night. He did sign those. He agreed with it.
Okay, write this down. I want to know that.
All right. On here, a little tricky.
How's
We
it?
just said lead.
Lead.
Yeah, it's lead.
Lead? How's it? Is that
PB,
sick?
lead.
Lead?
But I thought we didn't worry about it because it was in that one that's scribbled out.
I'm confused.
I said unless it falls in with that pattern. If you go back, you notice from the first day, I showed you they can carry a +2 or a +4 charge. That's not 5, it's 4.
I know, I was literally first.
Oh, you need
Hey, you come in tomorrow, more of this will be on the board. Those you going to the science fair, best of luck.
Thanks, Mom.